Hi, my name is Nick Cady. I'm the lead pastor here at Whitefields Community Church, and I'm joined today by Christine Apple. Hey, Christine.
Hello.
Well, the reason we're here is to talk about an outreach project that our church has been involved with for many years. And in fact, this outreach, Project Greatest Gift, which is our Christmastime outreach, this has been something that Whitefields has been doing since before I got here. And I think it's something that is really cool. And I would just love for more people to know about it and spread the word. So, Christine, tell us about your involvement and maybe how did this outreach come about? Give us the backstory.
Sure. We'll give you a little history. Many years ago, I don't know exactly how many, maybe about 14 years ago or so, we were in the foster adoption process with one of our children. And in the process, really got to know a lot of people at the counties, the different workers that work with the kids and with the families. And, God gave us some really significant relationships such that after our adoption was complete, we suddenly had no need or reason to interact with these people. And we wanted to find a reason to be able to continue those relationships. So we were able to join in helping that initially one county with their Christmas project by just helping to supply needed items and things for the family to make Christmas something that would happen, which might not have otherwise have taken place. And that's where it began, kind of small beginnings, small number of children, and God's just grown it since then.
That's cool. I've heard about other projects that are, these like global nonprofit projects that help provide Christmas gifts. In fact, when I lived in Hungary, we were on the receiving end of some of those gifts. But what I like about this project is that it's local, right? Like this is meeting the needs of people actually right here in our community. And so people can get involved, which a lot of people might want to at this time of year, say, what can I do? Rather than just making Christmas about consuming and that, how can I actually make it about serving and giving in the name of Jesus? And how can I make an impact here where I live locally? So tell me about the local part of it.
So we initially started off with just Adams County, which is North Denver. That was the county through which we'd adopted. And we've grown to include Weld County. And at some point, maybe we'll include some other counties as well. But there's a really big need. So many of these families are somewhat foster families, so families that are unknown to these children, and then they're placed with these foster families to care for them. Other group that we work with are the kinship families, which are extended family members who, when a birth parent can't keep their children for whatever reason, the children can go to a family member who is then taking care of them and raising them. And quite often, especially the kinship families, are not receiving any subsidy from the state, any extra help. So quite often it's, grandparents or people who are suddenly have a whole new family again. And the need is really there. And it is nice to be able to do something for people right here in our backyard.
Yeah. And so the need for coming alongside these families often is financial. And, for, let's say, a grandparent, maybe they're on a fixed income. And then they have this young child that they need to now take care of, and they want them to have a good Christmas. So tell us a little bit about that financial part of it that creates the need for this project.
Yeah. Well, just like you said, a family member that maybe doesn't have any children of their own, or maybe does have children of their own, and now their family size has grown, and maybe they're not receiving any help from the state, or even if they are, it isn't a lot that the state provides. And we just want to be able to come alongside these families and support them, not just financially. I mean, a lot of times it's winter clothes, it's, necessary items that they need that they just can't afford right now. But also to be able to just give them that help so that this time of year, which especially is meaningful to these children, I think, who have lost so much of what is familiar by being removed from a birth family and placed in a different place, just, making it something that's still special, something to look forward to. And I think there's a lot to be said for people that you don't even know, that don't know you, that care enough about you to want to give you gifts and want to supply for your needs. And just what a great opportunity that is.
Yeah, it's a way for us as Christians to say, hey, as Christians, these are the kind of things we care about. We are here in the community, and we want you to know that somebody notices, somebody sees, somebody cares, and is wanting to help. I think that means a lot. And over the years, I know we've had the opportunity to meet many of these people in person.
We have, yeah. Through Weld County, they also host a Christmas party, usually early in December, and they've invited Whitefields to come, and we can volunteer there as well. And quite often, and through that, we can meet some of these families that we're helping, and just be able to put the faces and the names together. So that is really a special opportunity. So another way that you can be involved as well.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's talk about that too. Like, well, also give me some numbers about like how many families, children are being reached and helped by Project Greatest Gift.
Yeah. The numbers have varied from year to year. And this year is a little, somewhat fewer than we've had at times. But this year we have about 280 kids that represent about 180 families we've gotten from the counties that are all ready to be blessed with some Christmas. So
yeah, that's great. So the county is turning to us. We're asking, tell us about the families you know of who are in need, who could use some assistance.
Yes.
And then we say, okay, we're going to take on this number that you give us. And as a congregation, we're going to come together and together provide gifts and just ways to bless these families at Christmas time, make life a little easier, but also bring a little bit of joy, and do it all in Jesus' name.
Yeah. And along those same lines, I know there have been some people who have asked, why the name Project Greatest Gift? In fact, one of them is one of the primary people asking that question is in my family. But I love that title, actually, because he was wondering, well, we just give them gifts. They're not the greatest gift, but that's not the point. We do provide these gifts and material needs, but we also have the opportunity to pray for these families and the opportunity to just trust that in some amazing way God's going to take these material needs and use them to just show his love to these families and, that show that they have worth and these children are valuable. Yeah. And hopefully that will point them to knowing Jesus as well.
Yeah. So, Christine, tell me a little bit about how is it that children tend to end up in foster care or in kinship care?
They usually are ending up in foster or kinship care because it's just not safe for them to remain at home, whether that is an abusive environment or parents with a drug addiction or, something that's causing them to just not do what they need to do to care for their children, and it's dangerous for the children to remain, then they're taken from their birth families and either placed into foster care or kinship care. And that sounds neat to just say it, but it isn't. I mean, quite often this happens quickly. The children are taken, maybe they get a small garbage bag of possessions to take with them. And it's, if that's all they've ever known, even if it is a problematic environment, it's kind of world ending at that moment for them. And now they're in a new place with new people, and it's a pretty traumatic thing.
Yeah. And I mean, what we're seeking to do is to let these kids know that there's somebody who cares about them, even maybe somebody they never met before. And I think there's an aspect of that too that I'd like you to speak to, about the kids, needing to know that somebody's out there looking out for them.
Yeah, because many of these kids, their parents might be in a process, birth parents, of maybe trying to regain custody, but quite often when they're removed, that doesn't come about. And I think a lot of these kids, though they're left with the issues that we can see, I think there's often issues we don't see where maybe they wonder if anyone cares. Why didn't my parents keep me? Why didn't they want me? Why didn't they fight for me? And I think that, something we can speak to as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. And hopefully through doing this, we can show them that, there's some people out there who are going out of their way, to think of you and to take care of you this Christmas season.
Because we want them to know that they are valued and they are loved.
Yeah. So how can someone get involved? Let's say someone watching this video, maybe let's think about two potential scenarios.
Sure.
We might have people watching this video who are part of our church community. We might have people watching the video who are not part of our church community. In fact, we might have people watching who don't even live in our same area or vicinity. True. So how can people of those ilk, I guess, get involved?
Sure. Good question. To start, we'll start with those that are local. We'll have every Sunday while we're here, we'll have a sign-up table in the back of the church or in the foyer where you can come and you can look through and online and see which families maybe are a good fit or that you might be interested in. You can choose those families online. You'll get the bags and instruction sheet of how it all works. And then you can go and shop, fill up those bags, bring them back by December 3rd, I think it is. Okay. That's the last,
early
or
December.
Earlier is better. And so that's one way.
Yeah.
But also, if you're local and you aren't really a shopper, you don't really want to mess with all that, you can also donate. So they could donate and just make a note on the donation that it's for Project Greatest Gift. And all those funds will go towards helping these families as well. Maybe
Can
shopping.
people donate online?
Yes, can.
On the church's website?
On the church's website.
So whitefieldschurch.com, you can give in person. Just notate somewhere. I think there's a drop-down menu on the website.
I think you're right.
And you can give there, and those monies will go towards Project Greatest Gift if you're not a shopper. But I found it fun to go with my kids to the store. We'll have a list. We'll have a name, an age, and we'll purchase things that child would like. Maybe it's a 6-year-old boy, with whatever name, and we'll shop for that person knowing that, he's going to enjoy those gifts. And so that's fun. And like you said, you get to choose a family of your own choosing. Sometimes it's fun for families, to choose kids about the same age as their own kids. Or maybe
That's common.
Grandparents choose someone of the same age as their own grandchild, and they can relate a little bit as they're buying the gifts. But like you said, so if you're not local, then what do you do?
If you're not local, you have the same donation option online on the church website. You can also go to the website itself, which I cringe a little bit because I don't know, actually, that address is rather long. We'll have to fix that. But it is possible to get onto the website and choose a family as well. And then some people have chosen a family and donated money so that we can shop for them. Others will choose the family and shop and just get the gifts here by that December 3rd, and whatever way, shape, or form that takes, and that works great as well.
So if somebody gives money, then that means that somebody else has to do the shopping. Is it possible to help in that way too?
We do have. There's actually a sign-up sheet online. There's a sign-up option on the website as well to help with the necessary shopping and wrapping of those gifts, as well as the delivery, helping with the Christmas party. All those kind of things are on a sign-up sheet online as well.
Excellent.
So yes, lots of ways to be involved.
Lots of ways to get involved. Well, I'm excited. I hope that you who are watching will get involved in some way, whether it's by giving, shopping, or by participating in some way to bless these kids and to let them know that there are people out there who want them to know that Jesus loves them and wanting to make Christmas a special time for them and an easier time for those who are experiencing financial hardship. So go to the website, get involved, and Christine, thanks for all the effort you put into this.
Sure. It's a joy.